Everyone around the palliative care ward at HammondCare's Greenwich Hospital loves to see Rhiannan Atchison. Once a week, as a volunteer, she's pushing the jolly trolley around with a smile, a chat, and a much appreciated drink and snack.
Good evening, ladies. How are you today? You can have a glass of wine, a Bailey's, champagne, soft drink. Yep. I'll just see if it's fresh.
Rhiannan's journey to being a HammondCare volunteer is quite a story in itself.
So 5 years ago, my dad spent a bit of time here at Greenwich, and on the day he died, my grandmother actually died moments later from a heart attack. I feel like the care here was so nice that I wanted to come back and, you know, sort of give people the experience that I was given while my dad went through the process.
So you've been in and out of hospital for quite a while. What especially registered with you about that care?
They just made me feel like family. Each moment of care, they were very gentle and considerate and so understanding of what you're going through, and specifically they let my dad marry his now wife Michelle in his room, so it was fantastic. They just accommodated us and just made us feel so at home during his stay.
That day that he died and then your grandmother died, it had a tremendous, understandably, a tremendous impact on you for quite some time.
Yeah. So, I mean, at 16 I was going through an adjustment period anyway. I'm finding myself at the same time going through, you know, losing your father and then ultimately losing your grandmother as well, which is totally unforeseen. You don't expect it to happen, but I mean, I guess I just learnt to adapt and grew from there. I started doing some charity work here, and I just like to, you know, give back. It's my way of coping, and went through counselling and all that sort of thing. And
so fast forward 5 years, there was something in you stirring about this place, wasn't there?
yeah, so I always thought about the moments where staff were so kind, and I just thought so much about how I wanted to make people feel that way, how I felt so comfortable and so loved, and seeing familiar faces when you came in every time. It was nice, it wasn't a bad experience. I don't feel like the whole time we were here was horrible. And you know, there were the days where Dad was really sick and it was hard, but there was always someone you could go to or someone you could speak to and ask for advice, and it felt like there was a constant person that you could go to for a cuddle if you weren't there with family, and, you know, that sort of thing.
What did that lead to for you, and why?
It just led to me contacting HammondCare in regards to going through a volunteer program, and I knew about the Jolly Trolley, but I didn't think it was an option for me to do it once a week. But John, who had been doing the trolley when my dad was in hospital, he actually retired. Really at the same time I switched over and I took over one of the days that he was doing. So it just worked out perfectly. It was perfect timing when I came here. Slotted into doing the Jolly Trolley, which we loved so much when Dad was here, and he loved having his VB and all that sort of thing.
You must love doing it too.
Yeah, I love it. It's fantastic. Everyone's hears the trolley come down and they're all waiting for me to come in the door, and it's nice to have a chat, and you see everyone forget, you know, for a moment while they're there, and they can just relax for 5 minutes with a glass of wine or, you know, even a soft drink. It is really nice.
But Rhiannan's commitment to HammondCare goes even further. She rallied the support of Sydney's Northern Beaches and North Shore communities with this fundraising night.
350? Congratulations!
She's raised thousands of dollars to refurbish a room for palliative care families at Greenwich Hospital.
And every once in a while in the history of Hammond, particular individuals have come around and saved particular things or done particular things. And it's my great pleasure to introduce you to, I know who, you all know who she is, but who wants to make a real difference with a part of Greenwich Hospital that will make an extremely big difference for many people who get to come in and receive palliative care and their patients and their friends.
Lastly, I wanted to thank you, Dad, for showing me that it's okay to not be perfect, but to do my best and work my hardest and never give up. Without your show of strength, I may not have been able to make it back to the ward in the first place. This is for you and everyone going through a really tough time and still pulling through. It's amazing to see how this is rippling out. We had a gentleman who lost his wife, unfortunately 2 weeks ago, to breast cancer. He saw my story in the newspaper and decided he wanted to help as well. She was a very popular lady. She had 350 people at her funeral. So in lieu of flowers, they made donations to the new Jacaranda ward at HammondCare Greenwich Hospital. The school raised funds because she was a mother of 3 children, and in total they raised about $12,000. So it's just great to see that my little story and my little fundraiser, which seems to have turned out so big, it's just affected so many other people and it's helping in so many other ways.
Rhiannan, with all the experiences you've had at HammondCare, challenging the good times, what would you say your greatest hope for the people here at Greenwich is today and into the future?
Just to be made feel the way I felt when I was here. I don't think there was anything I could fault with the care that my dad was given, and I think that everyone deserves to have that care and everyone deserves to feel like they're at home as much as they can while they're here. It's not a nice thing to have to go through, especially for the families and especially for a young family. I just want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable, warm, welcome, like family while they're staying here.